Dear students, today we will solve one example of ratio analysis in Advanced Accounting and Auditing Paper 6 for TY BCom Semester 5, Veer Nirmat South Gujarat University. Here is the problem. A balance sheet of Prashant Limited as on 31st March 2013. Equities and liability side. We have equity share capital of rupees 10 each, rupees 4 lakh. 1000 12% preference share capital of rupees 100 each, rupees 1 lakh. Reserve and surplus rupees 1 lakh. 12% debentures rupees 2 lakh. Creditors rupees 1 lakh 20,000 and bank overdraft rupees 30,000. On asset side we have fixed assets less depreciation rupees 6 lakh 10,000. Stock in trade rupees 1 lakh 60,000. Sundry debtors 1 lakh 20,000. Bills receivable rupees 25,000 and cash in hand rupees 35,000, and total of the balance sheet rupees 9 lakh 50,000. Here is the revenue statement for the year ended 31st March 2013. Net sales credit rupees 7 lakh 30,000 minus cost of sales rupees 6 lakh 20,500. So we get gross profit rupees 1 lakh 9,500. Then administrative expense rupees 18,250. Selling and distribution expense rupees 36,500. So finally we get operating profit before tax rupees 54,750, and from this we will deduct taxes in rupees 25,550. So our net operating profit after tax amounts to rupees 29,200. From the given information, you are required to calculate the following ratios. Number 1, current ratio. Number 2, liquidity ratio. Number 3, gross profit ratio. Number 4, debtors velocity ratio. Number 5, net profit ratio. Number 6, capital gearing ratio. Number 7, proprietary ratio. Number 8, debt equity ratio. And number 9, administrative expenses ratio. Now dear students, let us solve the example. We will compute one by one all these ratios. First one, current ratio, and our formula for current ratio is current assets divided by current liabilities. From the balance sheet we may get current assets like stock in trade, sundry debtors, bills receivable and cash in hand. Total amount rupees 3 lakh 40,000, and current liabilities, creditors and bank overdraft. Total current liabilities 1 lakh 50,000. So finally our current ratio would be 3 lakh 40,000 divided by 1 lakh 50,000. It is 2.27:1. Now second, liquid ratio, and our formula is liquid assets upon liquid liabilities. Dear students, here liquid assets equal to all current assets excluding stock in trade. That you can check over here. Stock in trade is not considered for liquid asset. Rest of the current assets are taken. So it is total liquid assets amount to 1 lakh 80,000, and in liquid liabilities all current liabilities are taken except bank overdraft. You see here bank overdraft is not taken. So our total liquid liabilities amount to rupees 1 lakh 20,000. So our liquid ratio comes 1 lakh 80,000 divided by 1 lakh 20,000, that is 1.50 is to 1. Now next we will calculate gross profit ratio, and our formula is gross profit divided by net sales multiplied by 100. Both the elements of formulas are readily available in the sum. Our gross profit is 1,09,500 and net sales 7,30,000 multiplied by 100. So our gross profit ratio amounts to 15%. Number 4, debtors velocity ratio or a debtors ratio. Our formula is debtors plus bills receivable divided by net credit sales multiplied by 365 days. So now debtors and bill receivable both are readily available in the balance sheet. That is 1,20,000 plus rupees 25,000, and net credit sale is readily available in our revenue statement, rupees 7,30,000 multiply 365. So in next step, 1,45,000 divide by 7,30,000 multiply 365 days. So finally our debtors velocity ratio amounts to 73 days. Our next ratio is net profit ratio, and our formula is net profit after tax divided by net sales multiplied by 100. Net profit after tax is readily available in our revenue statement, rupees 29,200, and our net sale is 7,30,000 multiplied by 100. So finally we get net profit ratio as 4%. Now we will compute capital gearing ratio, and our formula is long term loans plus preference share capital upon equity share capital. Long term loan, that is debenture, is readily available in balance sheet, rupees 2 lakh plus preference share capital rupees 1 lakh divide by equity share capital worth rupees 4 lakh. So our capital gearing ratio amounts to 0.75. Next, proprietary ratio. Our formula is shareholders fund divided by total tangible assets multiplied by 100. In shareholders fund we have equity share capital rupees 4 lakh, preference share capital rupees 1 lakh, reserve and surplus rupees 1 lakh, so total 6 lakh. Dear students, in this particular example we do not have any fictitious assets like preliminary expenditures, underwriting commission, advertisement, campaign expenses, etc. That's why it will not be deducted. Otherwise it will be deducted to find out shareholders fund. So in this particular sum our shareholders fund amounts to rupees 6 lakh, and our total tangible assets from the balance sheet, fixed assets 6 lakh 10,000 and total current assets rupees 3 lakh 40,000. It will amount to rupees 9 lakh 50,000. And finally our proprietary ratio, shareholders fund rupees 6 lakh divided by total tangible assets rupees 9 lakh 50,000 multiplied by 100. So it will amount to 63.16%. Next we will calculate debt equity ratio. Our formula is borrowed fund, that is long term borrowed funds divided by shareholders fund multiplied by 100. In long term borrowed fund we have only one item, that is 12% debentures of rupees 2 lakh. In shareholders fund we have equity share capital, preference share capital, reserve and surplus, so total amount rupees 6 lakh. So finally we get debt equity ratio, borrowed fund rupees 2 lakh divided by shareholders fund rupees 6 lakh multiplied by 100. So finally it is 33.33%. And last we need to calculate administrative expense ratio, and our formula is administrative expenses divided by net sales multiplied by 100. As per revenue statement our administrative expenses amount to rupees 18,250 divided by net sales rupees 7,30,000 multiplied by 100. So finally we get administrative expense ratio 2.5 percentage. Dear students, thank you very much for watching this video lecture. Very soon we will meet with another example of ratio analysis.